In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. Beaumont City Council recognizes June 12 as Philippine Independence Day. Senate Bill 990, seeking to expand capital murder punishment, fails in Texas legislature. Trump signs travel ban for 12 countries, adds partial restrictions for 7. House approves 200 pesos minimum wage hike on final reading. Vietnam removes 2-child limit, says state media. North Texas Filipino community commemorates 127th Independence Day. Boxing icon Manny Pacquiao set for return at 46, faces Mario Barrios. Tom Rodriguez reveals family moments. This isn't about hiding.
Tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America, especially in the state of Texas. So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. The Beaumont City Council has officially declared June 12 as Philippine Independence Day, a first for Southeast Texas and only the third such recognition in the state. The proclamation was accepted by Vincent Jasper Coelin, president of the Filipino Association of Beaumont, during a city council meeting. Mayor Roy West and council members joined in honoring the occasion, which marks the Philippines' independence from Spanish rule in 1898. Coelin called the recognition a powerful sign of inclusion and pride for Filipino-Americans in the region. He urged the community to continue embracing diversity and celebrating shared heritage. Governor Greg Abbott is set to sign House Bill 2 in Central Texas, a measure that will inject $8.5 billion into public education across the state. The bill increases base funding by $55 per student and directs $4 billion toward teacher and staff pay raises. It also expands support for special education and early childhood learning. HB 2 marks one of the largest education investments in years, aiming to strengthen Texas schools and retain quality educators. Governor Greg Abbott has announced the end of in-state tuition for undocumented students in Texas, ending a policy in place since 2001. The move follows a federal court ruling siding with the U.S. Department of Justice, which argued the policy violated federal law. The so-called Texas DREAM Act had allowed undocumented students to pay in-state tuition if they met residency and academic criteria. That eligibility is now permanently revoked under the ruling. Senate Bill 990, which aimed to expand the capital murder statute by raising the victim age threshold from 10 to 15, has failed in the Texas legislature. The bill, backed by Senator Paul Bettencourt of Houston, was proposed in response to the high-profile murder of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nanguray. Despite debate, the bill did not receive enough votes to pass. The age threshold for capital punishment in Texas remains at 10.
Hello sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa Texas. Meron po kaming show ni Desa sa June 14 sa Gaylord Texan and Convention Center. So dun po sa mga bibili ng tickets, lalagay ko po dyan sa ating caption. So magkita-kita po tayo with Desa sa June 14 dyan po sa Texas. See you!
there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
The Austin City Council has approved changes to the city density bonus program, aiming to increase affordable housing options as the city's population and rents continue to rise. The updated policy allows developers to build taller and denser projects in exchange for including affordable housing units. City leaders say the changes will encourage more private sector involvement and help address the city's housing crisis. Implementation is set to begin soon, with city staff monitoring compliance. Authorities are investigating the discovery of at least 10 submerged vehicles in a pond at Lake Cliff Park in Dallas Oak Cliff neighborhood. As of Thursday afternoon, 4 vehicles had been pulled from the water. Dallas police and fire rescue crews, including divers, are leading the recovery. Investigators are working to determine if the vehicles are linked to criminal activity or missing of person cases. No connections have been confirmed yet. The discovery comes just days before the Dallas Pride Parade, while police say there is no known link. Security plans for the event are under review as a precaution. Anyone with information is urged to contact Dallas Police. San Antonio police are investigating the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Hector Javier Vargas at a graduation party on the city's south side. Vargas was shot during the late-night gathering and later died from his injuries. No arrests have been made. Family members say he was an aspiring barber with plans to study cosmetology. A fundraiser has been launched to help cover funeral costs. Police say many guests fled the scene, making it difficult to gather witness statements. No suspects or motive have been confirmed. Anyone with information is urged to contact SAPD. Federal authorities have detained the family of Mohammed Sabri Soliman, the man charged in connection with a deadly attack in Colorado. ICE agents are questioning Soliman's relatives to determine whether they had prior knowledge of the incident or played any role in planning it. The attack left multiple people dead and injured, prompting increased security across the state. Officials are also investigating Soliman's background and possible extremist ties. The identities of the detained family members have not been released. President Donald Trump has signed a new proclamation restricting travel from 12 countries with additional measures placed on 7 more. The new rules take effect at 12:01 a.m. Monday. The White House says the move is based on security assessments by intelligence and national security agencies. The full list of affected countries has not been made public. The proclamation continues the Trump administration's focus on national security and immigration controls. Previous bans targeted countries in the Middle East and Africa over terrorism concerns. Officials say the restrictions are based on each nation's ability to meet U.S. security standards. Diplomatic and legal responses are expected to follow. The Philippine House of Representatives has approved House Bill 11376, which proposes a 200 pesos daily minimum wage increase for workers nationwide. The bill passed with 171 votes in favor and 1 against, with no abstentions. Known as a wage hike for minimum wage workers act, it now awaits the President's signature to become law. If enacted, regional wage boards will continue managing localized wage increases. The Department of Labor supports the measure, calling it vital for worker welfare and economic recovery. Labor groups have praised the bill, saying it's a long overdue boost to the standard of living amid inflation pressures. Vietnam has officially abolished its long-standing two-child policy, allowing couples to decide how many children they want. The shift comes in response to falling birth rates, with the country's fertility rate now at 1.91, below the replacement level. Authorities say the policy change is part of efforts to combat an aging population and ensure long-term social stability. The move marks a major change in Vietnam's family planning strategy, giving families more autonomy after decades of population control. Thousands gathered at Asia Times Square on June 1st to celebrate Philippine Independence Day, marking one of the largest Filipino cultural events ever held in North Texas. Organized by the Filipino Coalition of North Texas, the celebration opened with a flag raising and wreath-laying ceremony honoring heroes and veterans. The all-day event featured cultural performances, traditional dances, Filipino cuisine, and art representing Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. PhilCon's culture director Jill Lasaka said the event united multiple generations of Filipino-Americans in honoring their heritage. Held at Pagoda Hall, activities included folk dances, live music, regional foods, and crafts. Proceeds will support Bantay Bata and other humanitarian causes. PhilCon founder Gus Mercado noted the community's growth over the decades from a few immigrants to 90,000 strong in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Organizers say the turnout exceeded expectations, with plans already underway for even bigger celebrations in the future. Tyrese Halliburton lifted the Indiana Pacers to a thrilling 111-110 comeback win over the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Halliburton hit a 21-foot jumper with just 0.3 seconds left, giving Indiana its first lead of the game and silencing the Oklahoma City crowd. The Pacers had trailed by 15 points. The win caps a remarkable turnaround for a team that started the season 10-15. Halliburton, who faced criticism earlier in the year and saw limited Olympic minutes, proved his critics wrong with a clutch performance on the league's biggest stage. Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is set to return to professional boxing at age 46. He'll face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19 in Las Vegas. The fight marks Pacquiao's first since 2019. The 8th Division World Champion says he's fully prepared both physically and mentally. Barrios presents a major test holding the WBC title in an active record, but Pacquiao, now out of politics and back in training, says he's ready for the spotlight once again. The bout is expected to be one of the most anticipated boxing events of the year. Universal Pictures has released a new trailer for Wicked for Good, giving fans a deeper look at the bond between Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba and Ariana Grande's Glinda. The trailer, which dropped June 5th on Universal social media, features Glinda calling out to Elphaba at the Royal Palace of Oz. It also teases iconic imagery, including the silhouette of the Wicked Witch of the West. The scenes highlight the emotional connection between the two characters as their friendship unfolds. Actor Tom Rodriguez has shared a glimpse into his personal life, posting family photos for the first time on social media. While keeping faces hidden to protect their privacy, Rodriguez posted heartfelt images, including one of him holding his son and kissing his partner on the head. He said that while his family life remains private, sharing these moments is a way of honoring them without hiding them. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. Stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clearest skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On June 8th, Sunday, the highest temperature is 97 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect mostly sunny and hot conditions, tying the record from 2022. On June 9th, Monday, the highest temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate intervals of clouds and sunshine. On June 10th, Tuesday, the highest temperature is 91 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will have intervals of clouds and sunshine with a thunderstorm in a couple of spots, humid. On June 11th, Wednesday, the highest temperature is 88 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect considerable cloudiness and humid conditions with a couple of thunderstorms, especially late in the day. On June 12th, Thursday, the highest temperature is 86 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate cloudy and humid weather with a thunderstorm in parts of the area. On June 13th, Friday, the highest temperature is 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will be cloudy and humid with a couple of thunderstorms, mainly early in the day. On June 14th, Saturday, the highest temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect a shower in spots in the morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and humid.
So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Santina from Lawin Media Network. Have a great day.
Lawin Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.